Buzz Buzz and the Meadow's Magic. Meet Buzz Buzz, a small, round and cheerful clay bee. He lived in a warm, waxy honeycomb, and every morning he woke up with a happy hum. "Time to make the world a little sweeter," he buzzed. He stretched his little wings and polished his fuzzy stripes, getting ready for his very important job. He flew out into the morning sun but stopped with a gasp. Below him was a quiet meadow where all the flowers drooped their heads. Their colors were so pale they looked like sleepy ghosts. A wise older bee with gentle wings landed on a leaf beside him. "It is a sad sight, little one," she hummed. "My name is Beatrice. This meadow has forgotten its magic." "Magic?" asked Buzz Buzz. Beatrice nodded. "The flowers need our help to share their special golden dust. Without it, they can't bloom bright, Elie, or grow the yummy food everyone loves." "I can help," chirped Buzz Buzz, his wings vibrating with excitement. "I am a very good helper. Where do I find this golden dust?" Beatrice smiled. "First, you must learn the bee dance. You wiggle to the left, you waggle to the right, and you dive into the heart of a flower that still has a little color." She demonstrated with a graceful twirl. Buzz copied her dance, wiggling and waggling with all his might. He dove into the center of a lonely buttercup and drank. "It's delicious, sweet juice. Yum, nectar magic," he declared. When he crawled out, his fuzzy little body was completely coated in a bright yellow powder. "Wow," he giggled, looking at his dusty legs. "This must be the golden dust." He flew to the saddest-looking daisy and landed gently on its pale petals, trying to shake some dust off. "Here is some magic, little flower," he said. But the daisy didn't move. It stayed just as droopy as before. Buzz Buzz's antennae drooped. "It didn't work, Beatrice," he whispered sadly. "Am I not magical enough?" "Oh, little one," Beatrice hummed softly. "Magic takes time and a happy heart. You must share the dust with many, many flowers. Don't give up. Try the bee dance again." Taking a deep breath, Buzz Buzz flew up high. He wiggled and waggled, thinking happy thoughts. He visited one daisy, then another and another, leaving a tiny sprinkle of golden dust on each one. He looked back and gasped. The row of daisies he had just visited was slowly lifting its heads. A soft white glow began to shine from their petals. The magic was starting to work. "You're doing it," buzzed Beatrice. Together, they danced through the air, visiting the sleepy tulips and the pale roses, sharing the golden dust everywhere they went. Slowly but surely, the entire meadow began to wake up. The pale field transformed into a rainbow of vibrant reds, yellows, blues, and pinks. The air filled with a sweet, happy scent. Suddenly, a mighty gust of wind swooshed through the meadow. "Whoosh!" It blew most of the golden dust right off Buzz's fuzzy body. "Oh, numara!" he cried, tumbling through the air. He landed on a big, sturdy leaf. He had an idea. He flew back to the buttercup, gathered more dust, and then held the big leaf over his head, like an umbrella to protect it from the wind. Now that the flowers were happy, Buzz noticed something else. On a nearby plant were tiny white flowers. "Beatrice, what are these?" he asked. "That," she replied, "is where the sweetest magic grows." Buzz carefully danced from one white strawberry blossom to the next, sharing the last of his protected pollen. "This magic is for making food," he hummed to himself. Hiding behind a large sunflower, a little girl named Layla had been watching. Her garden had been so sad, but now it was beautiful. She saw the little bees working so hard. A few days later, Layla came back to the meadow. Where the little white flowers had been, tiny green strawberries were now growing. "Wow," she whispered. "The bees did that." Soon, the strawberries turned bright, juicy red. Layla picked one and took a big bite. It was the sweetest strawberry she had ever tasted. Thank you little bees, she said loudly. From a nearby rose, Buzz and Beatrice heard her. They looked at each other and buzzed happily. Their hard work had made the flowers beautiful and had helped grow delicious food for their friend. As the sun began to set, painting the sky orange and purple, Buzz felt full of joy. He knew that even a small bee could use a little magic to make the whole world a sweeter, brighter and more delicious place.